Hi, everybody. Time for another puppet post. Today's story is based on the story The Squeaky Door, retold by Margaret Reed MacDonald. Margaret Reed MacDonald adapts a lot of stories, and she is an awesome storyteller as well. So a lot of her stories she picks are really fun stories. So let's start the story. This story starts when a little boy comes to spend the night at his grandma's house. And grandma says, well, now, tonight you get to sleep in the big bed all by yourself. You're not going to be afraid, are you? And of course, the little boy says, no, not me. All right. So that night, when it was time for bed, Grandma opened up the bed, put the little boy in the bed, tucked him in, nice and cozy, and said, all right, so now I'm going to turn out the light and close the door. You're not going to get scared, are you? And of course, the little boy said, no, not me. And so Grandma turned out the light, click, and then she closed the door, squeak. The second the door closed, the little boy said, wah, wah, wah. Grandma ran back into the room. What's wrong? You weren't scared, were you? And the little boy said, no, not me. But Grandma knew he was scared. So she thought for a minute and said, I know. Would you like to sleep with the cat? The little boy said, yes, 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 yes. So Grandma went out, got the cat, brought the cat in, slid the little boy over a little bit in the bed, tucked the kitty in, and then she said, now, you're not going to get scared, are you? And the little boy said, no, not me. So Grandma gave the little boy a kiss, gave the kitty a kiss, turned out the light, click, and closed the door. Squeak. But the second the door closed, the little boy began to cry, wah! And the kitty meowed, meow, meow, meow. Grandma opened the door, rushed in, and said, are you all right? Oh, were you scared? The little boy said, no, not me. Grandma thought for a second and said, I know. Would you like to sleep with the dog? And the little boy said, yes, 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 yes. So Grandma went and got their trusty dog. She slid the little boy over to make more room. Good thing it's the big bed. She slid the kitty over to make more room. And then she tucked the dog in, tucked the kitty in, and tucked the little boy in. She gave them all a kiss and said, now you're not going to be scared, are you? And of course, the little boy said, no, not me. So she gave a kiss to the little boy. She gave a kiss to the kitty. She gave a kiss to the dog. And then she turned out the light, click, and she closed the door. The second the door closed, you know what happened. The little boy started to cry, wah! The cat started to meow, 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 and the dog started to bark, woof, woof, woof. Grandma ran back in and said, are you all right? And they said, oh, you were scared. The little boy said, no, not me. Grandma said, would you like to sleep with the pig? And the little boy said, yes, 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 yes. So Grandma went out, got the pig, brought the pig back. Then she slid the little boy over, slid the kitty over, slid the dog over, and tucked the pig in. When they were all tucked in, nice and cozy, Grandma said, now you're not going to be scared, are you? And the little boy said, no, not me. So Grandma turned out the light, click, and closed the door. Squeak. But the instant the door closed, the little boy began to cry, wah! The kitty began to cry, meow, meow, meow. The dog began to cry, woof, woof, woof. And the pig began to cry, oink, 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 oink. And Grandma ran back into the room and said, you weren't scared, were you? And the little boy said, no, not me. Well, Grandma thought, would you like to sleep with the horse? And the little boy said, yes, 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 yes. So Grandma went out and got the horse. The horse was so big, she had to slide the little boy way over to the edge of the big bed and slide the kitty way over and the dog way over and the pig way over and just barely had enough room to fit the horse. Oops, got to tuck his tail in. To fit the horse in. Then she carefully tucked them all in and she said, now, you're not going to be scared, are you? And the little boy said, no, not me. Then she kissed the little boy goodnight. She kissed the cat goodnight. She kissed the dog goodnight. She kissed the pig goodnight. And she kissed the horse goodnight. Turned out the light, click, closed the door. And the second the door closed, the little boy began to cry, wah! The cat began to cry, meow, meow, meow. The dog began to cry, woof, woof, woof. The pig began to cry, oink, oink, oink. And the horse began to cry, neigh, neigh, neigh. And then there was a loud kaboom. The bed had broken. Grandma rushed and said, oh my goodness. She took the horse out and put him back in his bed. She took the pig out and put him back in his bed. She took the dog out and put the dog back in his bed. She took the cat out and put the cat back in the kitty's bed. And she took the little boy, and the little boy went and slept in bed with Grandma and Grandpa that night. Well, the next morning, there was a loud hammering and all sorts of tools clacking and screws being screwed in. There was something going on in the room. Well, when the little boy came to check to see what was going on, lo and behold, Grandma, you fixed the big bed. Yes, said the Grandma. Oh, I guess I'll get to sleep in here tonight, won't I? Yes, you're not going to be scared, are you? Oh, no, not me, said the little boy. And then he went off to play. But while he was out playing, Grandma went and got the oil can. And she went to that squeaky door and she put in just a little bit of oil in the hinge, the oil went glunk, glunk, glunk. And then she tried the door. It squeaked a little. So a little more oil. Glunk, 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 glunk. She tried the door. Still squeaked a little bit. And a little more oil. Glunk, 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 glunk. And she squeaked the door. And the door didn't make a noise. And Grandma said, perfect. So that night, when it was time for bed, she tucked the little boy into the middle of the bed with the covers just like he liked it. And then, just for a little company, she brought the kitty in and tucked the kitty in too. She said, now, you're not going to be scared, are you? And you know what the little boy said. He said, no, not me. All right, I'm going to turn out the light and close the door. So she gave the little boy a kiss. She gave the kitty a kiss. And then she turned out the light, click. And then she closed the door. Shh, not a sound. Grandma stopped and listened, and she heard a little boy snoring a little bit. And she heard a kitty meowing a little bit. Meow, 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 meow. And then everything was quiet. And that's the story of the grandma, the little boy, and the squeaky door. Thank you for listening to today's story. Come back next week and we'll have something new. Bye.